I gotta put a disclaimer here, no pirated footage used, it's all trailers and clips, cause Universal gets like block happy with their stuff. Werewolf in Oregon. His son is actually bringing a U-Haul to his daddy's place cause his daddy just passed away. And they're driving at night and then, oh my god, swerve out of the middle of the road to not hit this guy. Like, fuck it, you know? I'm tired of people swerving off the road and crashing and almost killing themselves and their whole families. That could have been almost a deer or something. Unless it's clearly a child, no, I'm not swerving. I think DMV did analytics. It's safer to hit whatever's in the middle of the road. They sort of got lucky with that car, correct? Because it sort of just planted inside of a tree. It didn't seem like, well, the car was going to eventually fall or anything. But yeah, they ended up 15 feet up in the air. They picked up a guy who actually knew where they were going and like, all right, give us some directions. And he's the first one to like, let me try to open this door. And he fell out. That's it. That's how he dies. I mean, he just took a back bump from that far up. Nothing like a werewolf ate him or anything. So the whole family's like, all right, dude, I gotta get out of here. The family gets out, but then the father gets scratched, and that's all it takes for you to be infected by a werewolf. They don't know it's a werewolf yet. I mean, they just see that guy, so he just get dragged off screen. For all they know, it could be Predator. I mean, it's the woods and such. You know, there's just a monster out there. The crash was a little bit lucky because they only ended up like a football field away from where they were going anyway. Yeah, the father pretty much has like a security door, bars on the windows. Like, shit, what, you live in a rough area in Oregon? It looks pretty secluded, dude. That's why you're like, oh yeah, he's probably put that shit up because of a werewolf. Starts transitioning into being a werewolf. He's infected a bit. Like one scratch, like, damn, dude, that does not look good. But then it's sort of like Evil Deadish. It starts taking over. He starts hearing stuff. His senses are all heightened. The moon is full. Yeah, I don't get this. He was already infected, and then the werewolf reached through the doggy door and scratched him again for 2 times. So now I guess he's doubly infected to transition a lot sooner. Reminds me of the fucking Crow, dude. He had to die 2 times in order to become the Crow, and I guess this guy had to get infected twice in order to become a werewolf. They switched this part up for the trailer, like, oh, he wrote down changing because he couldn't speak anymore. Like, no, man, he wrote dying. Yeah, his whole transformation sort of just seemed like, seems like radiation poisoning or something. Like his hair's falling out, his nails. Not enough hair, really. Wolfman's gotta feel hairy, dude. I don't get it. Like, T-Wolf is hairy. They switched it up. They just look like zombies. And now another werewolf shows up, which she's trying to leave in the truck. So that's supposed to be the dad. So he wasn't dead the whole time. He was just like being a werewolf I guess once you change into a werewolf, you're just constantly a werewolf. You don't ever change back to being human again. The wife and the daughter are getting chased by this beast. And then now the husband's finally doing his transformation into a werewolf. I mean, in one of these type of movies, it's all about the transformation. That's what you pay to see. And it's not as dramatic as something like American Werewolf in London. But snapping his jaw, like, into proper place, that was pretty cool. And that looks alright, but it's just a little bit too hairless. He's all in werewolf right now. But he's like a good guy werewolf, because then he fights the dad werewolf and ends his life very easily too. I thought you need like a silver bullet or something to get rid of a werewolf, but no, man, you just need to bite one in the neck. They're a bit durable too. Like, she had a knife and he just like grabbed it by the blade and took it away from her. She actually found a gun. Now that he's like a full-on werewolf, he's a threat because you can't just like turn it off. He's in full-on beast mode, which means you're a bad guy. And you're like, well, you guys aren't werewolves, so I'm going to attack you down too. He chased them all around the compound, and I guess the father had like some bear traps set up in the barn, and This fool stepped in it, and then he had to chew off his own leg so he could continue to chase the wife and the daughter. Almost like a Shining. She got a gun, and he chased them up into like this deer hunting thing, and they shot him. And not even a special bullet or anything, just shot him once, maybe in the chest, and he died. The sun was pretty much up already. You're like, oh, I guess werewolves don't need the full moon no more. They just change, and that's it forever. That was it. A very easily defeated werewolf to me.